I just came across this AI tool that almost nobody knows about that generates incredible UI design for apps and websites with Gemini 3. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what this tool is, how you can use it in your app, website, or vibe coding projects. And if you follow the steps in this video using this tool, you'll be able to level up the design of your apps and websites in just a few minutes. If you don't know me, my name is Chris, and for the last 15 years, I've been designing apps and advising startups on product and design. And with that said, let's get into this hidden tool that nobody is talking about and see what it can do.
Build great product. Build great product.
AI tool that I'm talking about that no one seems to be talking about yet and is kind of still in beta. They only really just launched this recently. It's called Superdesign, and you can access Superdesign by going to superdesign.dev. This is not a sponsored video in any way. I just saw this product and immediately knew that I had to jump on it to create some content because I think tools like this are going to be huge in 2026. Now, what this is basically very similar to a traditional kind of vibe coding tool like you would expect with this chatbot when you start off, but it has two options, design and wireframe. And also the model that it's using here in this pro mode is Gemini 3, which is by far the best AI model from my experience over the last week or so using Gemini 3 since it launched in creating incredible UI design for websites and apps. It just has incredible visual context to be able to actually make these designs look really, really good, and not just like purple gradients like we've seen with every other AI vibe coding design tool. And not only do you get this interface here where you can design using Superdesign, but you also can get access to a Chrome extension here, basically which allows you to clone a page or prototype on top of an existing web page. So I'm going to show you exactly why I think this is so powerful, and also go through some use cases with Superdesign as well to help you in your kind of app design or app building journeys to use this tool to actually make the design of your apps and websites 10 times better. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is basically I've found a couple of websites. So we're going to clone some websites into Superdesign, see what the kind of standard of design is. We're going to use Superdesign to generate a design from scratch. And then I'm going to show you exactly how you can get this out of Superdesign, because we don't just want to design stuff in this tool. We actually want to take it into real code, into real app projects and real website projects using tools like Cursor and Claude Code. And this is going to allow you to do exactly that. So let's go through it. So I found on one of my favorite websites for design inspiration for websites, I've found a couple of websites that I like the look of. This is basically curated.design. If you don't know about curated.design, so if you just go to curated.design, you get all of these design websites that you can basically kind of use as inspiration for your own kind of website or app designs. I found a couple here that I really like the look of. So I found this website here, which is super clean, minimal, a lot of white space, which I love, and some incredible illustrations here as well. And I've also found this website here, which is Algo, which is got a very like unique style to it, basically with these kind of pill kind of shapes, kind of cropping in on these images, very kind of large, bold like text, with this kind of like geometric kind of sans serif that they're using, and also like very distinct visuals here, and some video and other assets as well. So we're going to see how well it kind of handles cloning a website with all of those things. The standard sort of test that people do with this is like cloning Airbnb, but I'm not just going to do like a standard test for you here. I want to do actually something that's decent and meaningful. So let's clone these websites and see what Superdesign can do. So I just basically go into the plugin here and click clone page, and it says it's got this instruction here, clone current page into production grade React project. I'm not going to change that, and we're just going to click copy design, and this is going to go through this page. You can see that it's getting all of the assets from that page. If I scroll back through here, now it's doing a bunch of these other things up here as well. So it's got so much stuff in here. I'm sure they'll probably clean this up, but since this is such a new product, it's kind of just showing you everything that it's doing here. And now it's opened the kind of preview here, and this is Superdesign here. So if I close this, we've got Superdesign. This is not the website, this is the website, and here is Superdesign. It's showing me this website, and you can ask AI to modify the design directly in this website. So this is one of the use cases that I really wanted to cover here, is like, if you have a website or a web app already for a company that you work for as a designer, product manager, or you're on a product team, or you're a developer, what you can do is you can actually design on top of existing products and literally add, like, so I'm going to say, like, let's add a promotion banner to the top of this website in the same brand style. And then we're going to see, this is set to Gemini 3 here. We're going to send this off. This is going to basically create a project in Superdesign, which is going to clone this website here. We can see this here in our canvas on the right-hand side. So we've got this here. And now the agent on the left-hand side is thinking, let's add a promotion banner to the top of this website in the same brand style. And this is actually going to, add a promotional banner to this website here. And we can click preview in tab if you want to actually preview what this looks like. And this is not the website. This is what is in Superdesign. So once this adds that on here, we're going to be able to preview what things look like without kind of creating rectangles and drawing and adding text and icons on Figma, which is incredible. I really think 2026 is going to be the year that we solve design for vibe coding and AI coding tools, and actually just design for user experience and user interface across a huge amount of types of products. And this tool is just, I knew I had to cover this because of the way that this kind of works here. The other thing that I want to show you whilst this is thinking, and whilst this is actually adding this promotion banner, is if we've got our whole canvas here, but if I click on this and then I go to export, you've got direct access to export to cursor, export to Claude code, export to VS code. This basically downloads your code, the code for this in Superdesign. You can open that as a project in Cursor, and you can build upon that. You can add your app functionality. If you're building an app, this is kind of a great starting point for actually building an application. And you can also, and this is another incredible use case that I want to show you here, because I just think this is just, it makes so much sense. I can actually go from this clone design or a design that I've created myself, and I can click export and export style.md. And that style.md is going to be a markdown file which has all of the style definitions from this website that I've cloned or from the design that I've created. And we've got an issue here in that the promo banner at the top here has been added, but look, it's added it in the exact right font here, the same brand style. It's very like minimal. I can actually like close it as well. And we could prompt it here just to say like, now that I've clicked on this here, it's added it to context in the chat here. So let's just say it looks like the promo banner is overlapping the navigation. Can you fix this? So let's see if it can fix this issue with this promo banner. But already you can see the power of this for like, I'm literally designing on top of my own company website or product here. I'm going to do some other videos in the next kind of coming weeks, like showing some other tools that do this as well, because the amount of tools that are starting to do this is getting crazy. And I just really think this workflow makes so much sense for a designer versus drawing rectangles and boxes in Figma, which is kind of the old way of doing it. So I think we're going to replace that. If you want to know exactly how to export as well, you've got a little how to export button at the top here, which has a tutorial from the founder just going through exactly how to do it. We've got light and dark mode for this app, so you can work in whichever one you want. You've also got this controls option down the bottom here, so you can drag around the canvas. You can add new elements, an image, component, wireframe. We can add an image into our chat, and we can also draw a wireframe on the canvas in this kind of view here as well. So if I want to draw a little wireframe, this is like a Excalibur kind of style thing, and then translate this to user interface design. I can actually do that. We just say menu, so this is going to be like a menu icon up here. So now I've created this. I'm going to save that. And that will add that to my chat context. And I can ask it to design a new screen following this wireframe. Design a new screen following the brand style of the Duna website and following the attached wireframe. And let's send that and see what it does. Now you can see this has fixed that issue with the promotion banner at the top here. So now that is working. This is like mocking up what this promotion would look like. Like this is a real use case, you know, that someone would actually do at this company, which is what is the crazy thing for me. You can access a bunch of other stuff here. So like, okay, it's building this other component on the clipboard on the canvas based on what this terrible wireframe that we provided here. I'm going to go back into this and I want to show you some other options here as well. So we can preview what this looks like across devices. We can also annotate a screenshot. So this is capturing a screenshot now. And I'm going to be able to annotate on that screenshot and then give that in the chat as context. You can also go through version history here as well. You've got version history. You've got the code that's come out of version history. Okay, so now we have a screenshot here of the website. So we can actually start to draw like on this to say like, let's actually change this to say pricing. And then we can save that. That will add that as context to our chat here. And then we can go back to the canvas. We can go back to the canvas and then we can prompt this change. Let's make the change on the attached image. But this workflow, it makes so much sense to me. You can also open this in a new tab if we want to, and we can see that promo bar. This is an incredible design workflow. And also, if you're just vibe coding as well, I think this is a great workflow to create a great starting point for your app, to really kind of like get that visual layer done first and then export the style.md. And then you're going to have all of your styles in that markdown file that you can import into a project that you're working on with another app. And based on this, let's go back. This is the crazy thing that I think here. So like that is a terrible wireframe, but what Superdesign created from this is this. How crazy is that? That is actually, and it's got this insane menu, which is so well designed just from this, in the same brand style as the website here. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close. You could make those tweaks very easily with this graphic in the middle, just for this instead of this circle. This is crazy. I actually think this product is so good. And this is the first time that I've actually seen a product where I think this could replace Figma for me. So if you haven't tried Superdesign, I highly recommend checking it out. Go over to superdesign.dev. As I said, it's not a paid video. I just thought this was an incredible tool and I wanted to share it with people because I don't think many people know about this tool, and it's very, very early on since they've launched. And now that I've shown you exactly what it can do, let me get into my final thoughts. So if you couldn't tell, I am massively impressed with Superdesign. It's a tool that has come out super quickly after Gemini 3 launched, and the combination of Gemini 3 and a tool like this in kind of a vibe coding format that actually connects real design workflows to AI design generation, I think it makes so much sense. And I honestly think 2026 is going to be a huge year for AI design tools. So if you haven't checked it out already, you can go to superdesign.dev. And if you are building an app with AI, then you can go over to my community at school.com/AI apps to learn how to build and launch your AI app and also design it with AI tools, and join over 200 other people building apps and launching them to real paying customers. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot to me and it really helps the channel grow. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.
Build great products. Build great products.